Hey, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel, Supreme Medium Diviner. Today, we're going to be covering the topic of Charlie Kirk. We're going to talk about why he was killed, who was behind his murder, and what does this look like for white America? Like, what is going to go on inside white America? Before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified when I drop a video. Please like, comment, and share. Also, please beware of scammers. I do not have WhatsApp. You must go to my website to book my services. There's a clickable link in my bio. I also placed the website link in the description of the video. Let's get started. This one I'm very, very, very excited to explain to you because his death is going to allow me to touch on a lot of topics. And I think this will allow me to go deeper into these topics because y'all are going to have some questions, okay? So where do I start? It's just so many elements to this. First of all, Charlie Kirk was killed yesterday on September the 10th in Utah, speaking at a college in broad daylight. You can see video footage of him being shot in the neck and him leaning over, okay? This is like everywhere. White America, the world is outraged. People are crying. People are showing sorrow in other ways. They're crashing out. And then you got some people who are just like, don't care, right? So it looks like the world is divided. So let me say this. What you got to understand is that there are different levels to white supremacy, okay? The only time white supremacy are united on one accord is when it comes against black people, okay? But let's take black people out of their equation. When white supremacy gets involved with everybody, everybody's fighting for power, okay? You have to remember that. There's elite, elite, and elite. So Charlie Kirk was behind Trump, MAGA supporters. Love them some Charlie Kirk, right? How can I show you the difference? We have Donald Trump, then we have George Bush. You see the difference there? Both are elite, but Donald Trump is not as elite as George Bush, okay? I need you to understand that first, okay? So this white on white crime that we're seeing and they're going against each other, it's about power. It's a power struggle, okay? A power struggle. Now, Donald Trump know he better sit his ass down. But these MAGA supporters, they crashing out. They crashing out. So it's like, what y'all gonna do next? What's your next move? They done took one of yours out, right? So let's get to why, or do y'all want to know who? Okay, let me share this with you. So let's start on the spiritual aspect of it. Spiritually, they've already lost. They knew that their time was coming. Everything that they've done on this land, everything that they've cursed is coming back, like I said, with a vengeance to get them, okay? We are not playing any games. The Divine Mother is not playing any games. Why am I talking about the Divine Mother? Because that's who they stole everything from. When you look at ancient Egypt, there's only a small portion that you can take, right? And then the rest is indoctrinated. The rest is stolen. I'm talking about a very small portion. So you have this Mother Divine. You have this mother that birthed the universe. And then you have these women that were telling revelations. So when you look at the Bible and you read Revelations, that's something that was given to them by what you would call an oracle. Okay? They're writing their revelations. Okay? That has nothing to do with us. That's their revelation. Okay? And an oracle is somebody that can see in the future. This is who everyone relied on. And this was the divine feminine. There's only certain women who could do this. And it was a black woman. Okay? So when patriarchy came in, and they started these wars, they want to take from us. So that's why I said it's a very small window. And then everything else is indoctrinated and stolen. So when they did this, they thought that they could do their own magic. So in thinking that they could do their own magic by stealing our spells and things of that nature, this gave them power. But it wasn't so much of the magic. It was them letting people know that if you listen to anybody but us, we're going to kill you. So if you valued your life, you would listen. You would do what they say. Death was punishment, right? So fear brung power. And then they did spells. And I'm going to tell you why. So this has been going on for years, as we can see. So now we're at the point where it's time to collect. Now, mind you, they knew this time would come. They knew this time would come. So they're rogue right now, but we're coming to collect. If you watch my TikTok video, I gave y'all a little interpretation of my dream, and I had to screenshot it, and I put it on here on YouTube Shorts, and I put it on Facebook. TikTok will not play the video. They will not play it whatsoever. It's still under review. So I had to do a screenshot. So when I tell you I came to collect, and when they finally gave me what I wanted, and this was the white man, it was tears was just rolling down his eyes. He couldn't stop crying. He couldn't stop crying because it's over. It's over. Okay. So being that it's over, they're like, you know how they just won't surrender? They still got to try something. That's what they're doing. So they're pulling at everything. They just don't want to give up. They just don't want to believe that it's over. Okay. So they're pulling at everything right now. So MAGA is not pushing the agenda that the elite powers that be would like to see. Okay. So two things. Charlie Kirk was a sacrifice, and he also was weak, and he was not pushing the agenda that they would like to see. So you get a weak person not pushing their agenda. So let's just go ahead and use him as a sacrifice, because we need a sacrifice, right? So they take him out. Who ordered this hit? The Jews. Who did the act? The Ku Klux Klan, the Grand Dragon, to be particular, is the one who did this act. Y'all said this feels staged. I'm going to tell you why it feels staged, because people are asking, do you think this is real? Do you think this is real? I know y'all know it was real, but I understand why you're asking, was it real? You're asking, was it real? Because you're seeing with your third eye, okay? Things are being shown to you, but you don't understand what you're seeing. You think that it's here. So they come from another realm. When you think about them dying, don't think about their spirit and stuff traveling and all that kind of stuff like that and going to the astro. They go back from whence they came, which is another realm. And that realm is very parallel to the earthly realm. The difference on their realm is that they're not as efficient. They cell phone use technology in that way is not working. Their food is like nasty. Their ground. Remember I told y'all when I talked about the Anunnaki, their dirt looks like cigarette ashes. Okay. So just think about here, but very low budget. Not efficient, just look bad, just look dull. That's the realm that they go back to. So when y'all ask me, was this stage? You're seeing their realm with their third eye. That brings me to my next point. Charlie Kirk is on that realm. I saw him. I was actually peeking at him. He's there. He's already there. He's back on that realm. That's why y'all are asking, is this stage? That's why y'all get that feeling that it's stage, because you're seeing this other realm with your third eye. And that's where he is. At this very moment, he went back from whence he came, okay? So they're pulling from their old trick book. So what they're doing, because they know that their time is up, but they've got to just do something, right? And remember, this is all about them having their power, right? So he wasn't pushing their agenda. Trump is not who they want. They're using Trump, right, for chaos. They need chaos. But in the same time, in this chaos, they need order too, right? And the chaos and the order gives them power. So Trump is going against it. Why? Because Trump has a whole nother agenda. Remember, this is who can be the most powerful, who can be the most in charge. Because remember, they're not unified. This one wants that one wants it. It's all about power. If I had to give you a visual representation of what y'all can go by to kind of get what I'm talking about, Lovecraft Country. Go back and watch that series, okay? That fraternity, okay? Just go back and watch it. So let me give y'all a little bit of history. Why he was used as a sacrifice. So first thing that you got to understand is that they don't have what you call a spirit. Y'all remember when I talk about that double? They don't have a double. So being that they don't have a double, they can't roam around in all these realms in the universe. Remember I told you the spirit can never be destroyed. It travels. They can't do that. When they die, they go back from whence they came. And it's very low budget. They don't want to do that, right? So this is what they do. Y'all know why they got all these statues and stuff like that? They perform rituals and they create them a spirit. And a lot of times they will put the spirit in statues. They will put the spirits in paintings, okay? Why do you think the British Museum has so many paintings? Remember, I told y'all about that, okay? They will put them in paintings or statues. This is why they have so many statues of people who did harm in the earth, on the world, right? This is why. Because they have no spirit, but they got to venerate them. So this is the only way that they can do it. So what they will do is they would go to the Book of the Dead and get these spells, and they would get a priest. The priest would act like he would sit in for the dead person, right? And they would do the spell. And once they do the spell, they would say that the spirit is now living in the statue. So the statue would be their idol. When they do this spell, the reason that they do this is in the spells, they do spells that give them control. They literally say they're going to eat the mother. They literally say that all the gods have to answer to them. They're giving themselves power. So what they're going to do with Charlie Kirk is that they're going to idolize him and they're going to use him for this ritual. They're trying to get power. So they want to give him power so he can come back here. They're going to put him in a form. They're going to do something to memorialize him, right? It might not be a statue, but it's going to be something. What is going on right now is the sadness and the chaos, right? The people that are mourning are giving them this energy. So they're mourning. If you notice, they're mourning like he was a good person, right? In ancient times, when they started this, in the spells, they would make statements. They would say, I'm pure, I'm pure, I'm pure, I'm pure. My heart is good. I do not hold the heaviness. These things were lies. They were not pure. They were straight evil. But because they're saying this to put this in the spirit that they're creating for this person that's dead that does not have a spirit. So by saying this, they feel like that's going to give them power, right? So people are sitting here crying like he is a good person. There's a reason for that. They're putting that in the air. It's almost like the switcheroo. You know what I'm saying? They're basically, we know what he talked about, what he felt about race, how he felt about black people, the things that he incited. So they're flipping the script. That's what the media does. They're flipping the script. And they're making it seem like, we should be mourning some good person. That's part of the spell. So once they do that, they feel like this is going to give them power. They're trying to grasp at power. But what they don't know is we're taunting you. We're coming back to collect. There ain't nothing you can do. All them spells and stuff that you failed. You've already lost. I'm telling y'all, they've already lost. I've already looked into it. So when I went to go see Charlie, see what he said, I was taunting him. I was taunting him. I said, "Oh, the Grand Dragon killed you." And he just looking at me. They kicked me out, but I don't care. Whatever. So he's being used. So what should they do now? They're going to fight amongst themselves. Who has the most power? And why are they doing this? Because whoever has the most power, they think they can still cause a chaos and do what? Bother us. The goal is not to go back to their realm. And while we talking, y'all still think y'all the Anunnaki? Y'all still think y'all came from that line? Do y'all still think you came from the Anunnaki? Please, just stop it with that mess. Just stop, okay? So, Charlie Kirk was a sacrifice. And it was also to basically let Trump know you're losing. Trump is on the losing end at this point. The losing end. The liberals are winning. They're winning right now. And when we talk about liberals, don't get it twisted. They're not like you. And most black people aren't liberals anyway. They're all the same team, but just different parts. Okay, just different parts. Like I said, think of it like this. You got Trump, you got Bush. Trump is not as elite as Bush is, okay? So, Charlie Kirk, people are saying, oh, he was going to be our president. They crashed down. He's going to be our president. He was weak. He was weak. They would have never let him be the president, okay? He was weak. And if you want to see another symbolism about the ritual that they're doing, the sacrifice, how old was Jesus when he was crucified and Charlie Kirk was 31? Okay. It's right in our face, y'all. It's right in our face. This is a spiritual warfare. Their magic is gone. Their magic is gone. On Lovecraft Country, what did they do? They went and got that book. They went and got that book. They went and got what belonged to them, okay? And used it, all right? That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. We hold the power. When I tell you tears was in their eyes, tears was in their eyes. And also what my vision, when I went to them, what it represents. I told them, I said, if you don't give me my box, I'm going to call the cops on you. They own. I'm going to call your own on you. Why? Because they're not unified. I can use your own against you. And so now we got white on white crime. It's happening in front of our faces, okay? Use their own thing against them. That's what y'all got to understand, okay? That's what we got to do. We cannot fold in this time. Do not show empathy. Do not show weakness. Do not show that you care. Keep working. Keep laughing. Keep doing what you're doing for you and your family. Unify. Let your family get stronger. Okay? Don't get caught up to where you be on that other realm as them. You don't want to do that. Okay? They already don't have what we possess. Okay? That's why they have the statues. They don't have a spirit. Okay? So if somebody doesn't have the spirit runs the body, right? So if somebody doesn't have the spirit, then the body is weak. So as we take our shit back, the shit that they use, they're getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Keep going. And like I done told y'all before, if you know, and I'm talking to my women right now, if you know that you come from that line and you straddling the fence, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. You're going to be in trouble by me. You do not get to get the reward of this hard work that's being put in. Okay? So you better get on board. You better get on board and do not be worrying about people who don't get it. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. You understand what I'm saying? And be careful. Be careful of masculine energy. And I'm talking about masculine energy. It's not gender-wise. Masculine energy that may be coming in to steal your power. Be careful of that. That can come from a woman and that can come from a man. Be careful of people that are coming in to disguise. Okay? Being a disguise. But yeah. So that's the gist of what happened with Charlie Kirk. He wasn't pushing the agenda that they wanted him to push. And when I say the agenda, the elites agenda, not MAGA agenda, because again, they separate themselves, okay? Let's see what's going to happen. But let them have it. Just you get your popcorn, okay? Don't get in their people business. It ain't your business. It's not your business. Just keep doing what you're doing on the spiritual side, which is helping you here in the physical. All right? All right. If y'all got any questions, comments, put it in there. And I will see y'all on the astral. Bye.